The Rotten Man. It was dark and stormy night. Lisa had just finished her shift at the diner and was walking to her car in the parking lot. She hated working late, especially on nights like this. The parking lot was poorly lit and deserted, except for few cars scattered around. She felt a chill run down her spine as she heard the sound of thunder and saw a flash of lightning. She quickened her pace, hoping to get to the car before the rain started. She fumbled with her keys, trying to find the right one. She finally unlocked the door and got in, sighing with relief. She put the key in the ignition and turned it, but nothing happened. She tried again, but still nothing. She looked at the dashboard and saw that the battery was dead. She cursed under her breath, wondering what to do. She reached for her phone, hoping to call for help, but realized that it was out of battery too. She had forgotten to charge it before leaving home. She felt a surge of panic, realizing that she was trapped in her car in the middle of a storm, in a deserted parking lot, with no way to contact anyone. She decided to wait for the storm to pass, hoping that someone would come by and help her. She locked the doors and windows, then leaned back in her seat, trying to calm herself. She turned on the radio, hoping to find some music or news to distract her. She scanned through the stations, but only found static and interference. She gave up and turned it off. She looked out the window, hoping to see some signs of life, but only saw darkness and rain. She felt a sudden jolt, as if something had hit her car. She looked around, but saw nothing. She thought it was just her imagination, or maybe branch or trash can blown by the wind. She tried to ignore it and close her eyes, hoping to get some sleep. She awakened by another jolt, but stronger this time. She opened her eyes and saw a large dent on the hood of her car. She gasped, wondering what could have caused it. She looked around, but still saw nothing. She felt a surge of fear, realizing that something or someone was out there, trying to get her. She grabbed a flashlight from the glove compartment and turned it on, hoping to see what was going on. She shone the light through the windshield, but saw nothing but rain and darkness. She moved the light through the side window and screamed. She saw a face pressed against the glass, staring at her with a twisted grin. It was a man, or what used to be a man. He had a pale, rotting skin, sunken eyes, and a mouth full of sharp yellow teeth. He had long, greasy hair and wore a dirty, torn shirt and jeans. He looked like a zombie or a corpse that had been dug up from a grave. He banged on the window, trying to break it. He shouted something, but Lisa couldn't hear him over the sound of the rain and her own heartbeat. She was paralyzed with terror, unable to move or scream. She felt a cold sweat on her forehead and tears in her eyes. She watched as the man moved to the back of the car and tried to open the trunk. He pulled on the handle, but it was locked. He kicked and punched the trunk, denting it and making a loud noise. He moved to the other side window and repeated the same thing. He tried to break every window, every door, every part of the car, but failed. He was relentless and angry. Lisa realized that he was trying to get to her, to kill her, or worse. She wondered who he was and why he was doing this. She wondered if he was alone or if there was more like him. She wondered if anyone would come to save her or if she would die here, alone and afraid. She felt a sudden pain in her chest and realized that she was having a heart attack. She clutched her heart and gasped for air. She felt dizzy and nauseous. She felt her vision blur and her consciousness fade. She felt a final jolt as the man broke to the windshield and reached for her. She felt his cold, clammy hand on her face and his hot, foul breath on her neck. She felt his teeth on her throat and his blood on her lips. She felt nothing. The parking lot of death. No escape. Sam was driving home from a party, feeling tired and bored. He had left early because he didn't enjoy the music or the company. He just wanted to get home and sleep. He took a shortcut through an empty parking lot, hoping to save some time. He drove slowly, avoiding the potholes and the trash. He noticed that the parking lot was surrounded by a high fence with a gate at the entrance and the exit. He wondered why someone would bother to secure such a place when there was nothing valuable inside. He reached the exit gate and pressed the button to open it. He waited, but nothing happened. He pressed it again, harder, but still nothing. He looked at the gate and saw that it was locked with a chain and a padlock. He cursed, wondering who had locked it and why. He decided to go back to the entrance gate and see if he could open it. He turned his car around and drove back to the way he came. He reached the entrance gate and pressed the button to open it. He waited, but nothing happened. He pressed it again, harder, but still nothing. He looked at the gate and saw it was also locked with a chain and a padlock. He felt a surge of panic, realizing that he was trapped in the parking lot with no way out. He wondered how long he had been driving and how long the gates had been locked. He wondered if anyone knew he was here and if anyone would come to help him. He decided to get out of his car and look for another way out. He grabbed his phone, hoping to call for help, but saw that he had no signal. He cursed, wondering why he had chosen this shortcut and why he had left his party earlier. He got out of his car and locked the doors. He walked around the parking lot looking for a hole in the fence or a ladder or anything that could help him escape. He saw nothing but cars, trash, and darkness. He felt the chill in the air and heard the sound of wind and rain. He walked for what seemed like hours, but found nothing. He started to lose hope and feel despair. He wondered if he would ever get out of here, or if he would die here, alone and forgotten. He decided to go back to his car and wait for the morning. He hoped that someone would notice the locked gates and call the authorities. He hoped that someone would find him and rescue him. He walked back to his car, feeling exhausted and defeated. He reached his car and tried to open the door. He pulled the handle, but it didn't budge. He pulled it again, harder, but it still didn't budge. He looked at the door and saw that it was dented and scratched. He looked at the window and saw that it was shattered and bloody. He gasped, wondering what had happened to his car and who had done it. He looked around, but saw nothing except rain and darkness. He felt a surge of fear, realizing that someone or something was in the parking lot with him. He heard a loud roar coming from behind him. He turned around and saw a huge, hairy creature standing on two legs with glowing red eyes and sharp claws and teeth. It looked like a wolf or a bear or a monster. It looked at him and snarled. It was a werewolf. It lunged at him and tackled him to the ground. It bit his neck and tore his flesh. It ripped his clothes and broke his bones. It drank his blood and ate his organs. It killed him. Bloodstained Note, a chilling thriller. Anna was waiting for her boyfriend, Jake, in the parking lot of the movie theater. They had planned to watch a horror movie together, but Jake was running late. Anna was getting impatient and annoyed as she checked her phone for any messages from him. She decided to call him and see where he was. She dialed his number and waited for him to answer. She heard a ringtone, but it was not coming from her phone. It was coming from a nearby car. She looked at the car and saw that it was Jake's car. She recognized it by the bumper sticker that said, "I love horror movies." She wondered why Jake's phone was in his car and why he hadn't taken it with him. She walked towards the car, hoping to find Jake inside. She reached the car and looked through the window. She saw Jake's phone on the passenger seat, but no sign of Jake. She tried to open the door, but it was locked. She knocked on the window, hoping that Jake would hear her. She waited, but there was no response. She knocked again, louder, but still nothing. She felt a chill run down her spine as she realized that something was wrong. Anna looked around the parking lot, hoping to see someone who could help her. She saw that the parking lot was empty, except for a few cars parked far away. She saw that the movie theater was closed and the lights were off. She saw that the sky was dark and the moon was full. She felt a sudden fear as she remembered the horror movie they were supposed to watch. It was about a serial killer who stalked his victims in parking lots and killed them with a knife. She wondered if the movie was based on a true story and if the killer was real. She wondered if Jake had been his latest victim and if she was next. She decided to run and look for help. She turned around and ran towards the exit of the parking lot. She reached the exit and saw that it was blocked by a metal gate. She saw that the gate was locked with a chain and a padlock. She saw a sign that said, "Parking lot closed. Please use the main entrance." She cursed, wondering who had locked the gates and when. She wondered how she could get out of the parking lot and where the main entrance was. She decided to go back to Jake's car and see if he had any keys or tools that could help her. She turned around and ran back to the car. She reached the car and saw that the window was broken and the glass was shattered and bloody. Also, Jake's phone was gone. She saw a note on the seat written in red. It said, "I have your boyfriend. Come and get him. It's in the trunk." She gasped, wondering who had written the note and what they had done to Jake. She wondered if he was alive or dead. She wondered if she should follow the note or ignore it. She wondered if it was a trap or a chance to save him. She decided to follow the note and see if Jake was in the trunk. She hoped that he was still alive and that she could rescue him. She walked to the back of the car and tried to open the trunk. She pulled the handle, but it didn't budge. She pulled it again, harder, but it still didn't budge. She felt a surge of anger as she realized that the note was a lie. She realized that Jake was not in the trunk and that he was probably dead. She realized that the note was a trick and that she had fallen for it. She realized that the killer was playing with her and that he was watching her. She heard a laugh coming from behind her. She turned around and saw a man standing in the shadows. He had a mask on his face and a knife in his hand. He had a coat on his body and blood on his clothes. He looked like the killer from the movie, or worse. He said, "Hello, Anna. I've been waiting for you. Did you like my note? Did you think you could escape me? Did you think you could save your boyfriend? You're so naive and so foolish. You're just like the rest of them. You're just another victim." He walked towards her and raised his knife. He said, "Don't worry, Anna. It will be over soon. You'll be with your boyfriend in the trunk. You'll be together forever. You'll be happy in death." Then everything turned black.